Alice was led away, her protests echoing through the tavern, her fate uncertain. The room buzzed with whispers, the patrons exchanging shocked glances. Byron, his mind reeling, watched as the officers escorted Alice and Shane out of the tavern. He felt a surge of anger, a burning desire to uncover the truth, to understand why Alice Golden had been arrested. He knew, with a chilling certainty, that this was more than just a simple arrest. This was part of a larger, more dangerous game, and he was determined to find out who was playing it. He approached one of the officers, his voice low and firm. "Where are you taking her?" he asked, his eyes filled with quiet intensity. The officer, surprised by his persistence, hesitated for a moment. "That's not public information," he replied, his tone guarded. "I'm not asking for secrets," Byron countered, his voice unwavering. "I just need to know where she'll be held. I intend to post bail." The officer, seeing the determination in Byron's eyes, relented. "Norfolk City Jail," he said, his voice barely a whisper. "But I wouldn't get your hopes up. She's in deep." Byron nodded, his jaw set. He didn't care about the odds. He was going to get Alice out. He rushed to the jail, his mind racing with questions. He demanded to see Alice, his voice echoing through the sterile halls. After a tense exchange, he was finally granted access. Alice, her eyes filled with fear and confusion, looked up at him, her face pale. "Byron," she whispered, her voice trembling. "What's happening?" "I don't know," he said, his voice reassuring. "But I'm going to get you out of here." He spent hours navigating the bureaucratic maze, talking to lawyers, posting bail, demanding answers. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, he was told that Alice would be released. "There's been a mistake," a weary-looking officer explained. "Upon further review, it's clear Ms. Golden had no direct involvement in Godel's crimes. She was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time." Alice, her eyes filled with disbelief, looked at Byron, her silent gratitude a powerful force between them. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. "We're not safe here," Byron said, his voice low and urgent. "We need to leave Virginia. Now." Alice, her trust in him absolute, nodded. They gathered what few possessions they had, leaving behind the shadows of their past. "Where are we going?" Alice asked, her voice filled with a mixture of fear and hope. "Somewhere safe," Byron replied, his eyes filled with a quiet determination. "Somewhere we can start over." They drove, not towards Portland, but toward the idea of freedom. They needed to find a place to lay low, to figure out what was happening, to understand the forces that were trying to control Alice. The journey was long and uncertain, but they had each other, and in that, they found a strength that defied the darkness that pursued them.